she was fighting and fighting for her daughter to be seen and to be provided the proper care at schools. And a lot of the schools just didn't want to take her. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand, that there are schools that literally turn autistic children away every day. Like, because they're not autistic enough to be in special ed, but they're not neurotypical enough to be able to just sit in a classroom and comply. So that's why we have the whole IEP situation, if you've ever heard of that, where the schools can help with a little bit of aid from the district to be able to help that child be inclusive in the classroom. But there's a lot of school districts, a lot of states that don't have proper funding for IEP help, a lot of schools that don't like the IEP help. I mean, there's a lot of nuance to it, and it seems it should be so cut and dry that this child just needs a proper education to be helped. But going back to the subject matter of the stigma that comes with it, we see that stigma happening in schools, in our social environments, amongst peers, and in our own subconscious, if we're going to be honest. Hello and welcome back to On the Rug. It is episode 5. We made it, y'all. We made it. It's been a crazy week. I usually record on Tuesdays, and I'm actually recording right now on a Friday because it's been so crazy this week. But you gotta hold yourself accountable. You gotta get the work done. So we're getting the work done. That's what we do over here on the rug. If this is your first time watching the show, hi, I'm Nesha. I am your host. Okay. I'm a bit silly, so you'll get used to me. But this show it's got a lot going on. I don't even know where to begin. That's my dog, Roxy, back there. I don't think I've introduced her. I guess she's my co-host. She's a diva. Her name is Roxy for a reason. She's a rock star. And so, yes, that's Roxy in the back. It's laid out if you were wondering what's going on back there. Anyways, let's get into book chat. Our girl Kim Gallo gave us so much, in my opinion. She gave us some really great gems at the end of chapter 1. Some stories that really touched me and made me feel so confident in mothering my daughter, who is on the spectrum. And disclaimer, because all parents are dealing with it in different ways, and children's autism and ADHD, their neurodivergence shows up in many different ways. So if this is your first time on book chat, just understanding where my daughter is. If the spectrum is like from here to here, my daughter would be like right here at the beginning. She shows some signs that can help her with therapy. You would never know in the future type of vibe. So that's why I want to give a disclaimer, because every parent is in a different situation and circumstance. And I don't want you guys to feel as though my situation is worse than it seems. If that makes sense, I want to have respect for every parent's level of managing this, because it's not easy, no matter even from here to here. It's not easy. So Kim, she said in the beginning of the chapter, how exactly do we break the stigma? And so that was something that I had to deal with reading this chapter, was the essence of the stigma that comes with autism. How do I really look at it? I did share in our previous episodes where I did see it as a disease. I didn't know what to expect. I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen for my child? You don't really see many autistic role models around for autistic people. So you're just like, well, what do I expect that's going to be the outcome for my child now that I've been given this diagnosis? And so that word stigma for me really stuck. And she talked about, there's a Netflix show called Atypical, and it highlights this teenage boy's journey. And I think that we should watch it, you guys. I haven't looked on Netflix yet to see. I'm going to see if it's available. I'm really hoping that it's still on Netflix. If it is still available on Netflix, I think we should watch it. And I'm going to talk about it in next week's episode. So yeah, we can have a little recap of the show, the first episode of the show, girl. Because, unless y'all have time to binge watch, I don't think my weekend's going to be that way this weekend. So you could do that, but I'm going to watch the first episode and we're going to talk about the first episode. So let's do that. Um, the story that she had talked about was about this mother named Eustacia Cutler. She was a singer, actress, and her daughter was autistic. And she was fighting and fighting for her daughter to be seen and to be provided the proper care at schools. And a lot of the schools just didn't want to take her. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand, that there are schools that literally turn autistic children away every day. Like, because they're not autistic enough to be in special ed, but they're not neurotypical enough to be able to just sit in a classroom and comply. So that's why we have the whole IEP situation, if you've ever heard of that, where the schools can help with a little bit of aid from the district to be able to help that child be inclusive in the classroom. But there's a lot of school districts, a lot of states that don't have proper funding for IEP help, a lot of schools that don't like the IEP help. I mean, it's there's a lot of nuance to it, and it seems it should be so cut and dry that this child just needs a proper education to be helped. But going back to the subject matter of the stigma that comes with it, we see that stigma happening in schools, in our social environments, amongst peers, and in our own subconscious, if we're going to be honest, you know? So I loved how she talked about, which I have experienced, for many families, the presence of out of control behavior or socially unexpected behavior that is much more stigmatizing because there is not a clear indicator of why the child is behaving like that. Parents may worry that the behavior is being attributed to bad parenting skills. And this is a huge thing. Whether your child is on the far side of the spectrum where it's just a little bit of autism, they ain't got the all, they got a little tis, just a little tism. Then you got the autistic, like all the way. Okay. So both sides of the spectrum, the parents are dealing with the same things. Where, for example, me and my family, we went to Alabama to go visit my family in the South during the 4th of July. On our way back home, we had to stop by in Arizona. And mind you, I had already gotten my daughter some candy from like one of the stores. But she gets in her mind that she wants to go to every store and get some candy at the stop. And I'm like, no, we're not doing it. And that too, a lot of parents end up, because the child has such dramatic behavior, they just give in and they do not discipline and help them understand structure and understand that sometimes you don't get what you want, and that's okay, and you're going to be fine. Because they behave in such a high intensity, a lot of times parents just feel like they don't want to deal with it. And I get it, but we have to practice patience and being calm and going through the meltdowns, honey. It is what it is, So she had a meltdown, scratching, kicking, biting, screaming. Now, to all the people around, they're like, what is going on with this cute little girl? What is her? No one in their mind. I can't fathom that there was anyone that was like, oh, yeah, she's autistic. No, oh my God, what's going on? And I don't know if that's what anyone was thinking. Maybe people did think that she was autistic. I don't know. But in my mind, first thing I'm thinking is like, oh my gosh, these people are going to think I'm a horrible parent. That's the first thing that goes through your head. No matter how many books you read, no matter how many techniques you learn, I'm doing the deep breathing with her. I'm counting to 10 rhythmically. I'm doing all the things and it's working. But at the same time, in my own subconscious, I'm feeling insecure about who I am as a parent because my child is acting this way. And you feel so scared because you don't want them to get in a situation where they get overstimulated and you're not there. And then somebody misconstrues them as being bad or psychotic or anything like that, when that's not the case. They're just overstimulated, So I really enjoyed in chapter 1 her identifying that, because I feel like as we continue in the book to learn the tools, to learn and understand better how they're seeing the world, that we have to first identify within our own subconscious that, hey, I think I'm a part of that problem. And I can't be a part of the solution until I recognize my own problems within myself as a parent, of not seeing that, like, it's going to be hard for me and I don't have it all figured out, and it's okay. I hope that makes sense. One of the inspiring things that I found in the chapter was her talking about how Eustacia's daughter ended up becoming an animal specialist and went off to college. And a lot of autistic children on various sides of the spectrum end up doing incredible things. And that's what just really warmed my heart to know, yes, we go through our moments of feeling like, am I the worst parent in the world? We go through our moments of feeling as though we're not sure what's going to happen, but somehow, some way, I love me the Lord, so I'm going to say, God, He makes a way for that child to still enjoy their life and still be a part of society. So, yeah, I really enjoyed chapter 1. Let me know in the comments what you felt, what your 2 cents are about chapter 1, your experience, or what you feel about the stigma, what you feel about what we talked about last week of letting our children know at a young age, because it can possibly help their adult outcome, just being able to identify why they feel this way and behave this way. So go ahead and leave it in the comments. We're going to have a little short commercial break, and then we're going to get into business lesson story time. You've got a business and you want to be a sponsor on this show, go ahead and DM me on Instagram, on IG. In the description, I do leave my Instagram name. It is Nesha Wonderland on Instagram. Go ahead and DM me and let me know about your business. Send me a link. And it's $40 to be a sponsor. It's very cheap right now because, honey, I don't have many subscribers right now at this moment. I'm just building, so I want you to grow with me, and this could be the best $40 investment that you can make. Ads can't give this kind of return, especially as we're growing and consistently getting more viewership. So definitely take advantage, because the price is going to go up. It's going to go up. Trust me. And I'm not going to take down your ad even when we grow. So go ahead, DM me, send me your business info, and let's get your business as a sponsor on these videos. So let's get into business lesson story time. Now, our topic for today is humility. And what does it really mean to be humble? I've seen so many things online where people talk about, yeah, you don't have to be humble. Well, be humble for what? And I feel like we really don't take serious the meaning of words a lot of times and understand like what it truly means to be humble, how powerful humility is, and how I believe it's a guardrail that keeps us safe. Like, have you ever really been through a powerful moment that was a test to your ego, where you had to choose humility over arrogance? I think that's where we really find humility, in those spaces. For myself, there was a time where I went to go perform at this place called the Poetry Lounge. The Poetry Lounge. It's a very popular place in the poetry poet community here in Los Angeles. They used to be off on Fairfax, but I believe they got their own venue now. So they're located, I think, in Leimert Park now. I'm not sure. But years ago, I used to go there like maybe once a year and get on stage and perform and stuff before I really started taking myself serious. And one of my last performances there, it was good, right? I get on stage and I'm performing this piece, and I had this part in the piece where it was like in the performance world, we sometimes do these things where you can like kind of gauge the audience. So you put in something into the show that allows people to, a call and response type of situation, and you could read the temperature with this call and response. So I had this call and response that was a part of the piece that I was performing. And it was like, I saw everyone in the audience, because it was a packed out crowd, very popular place, packed out theater. So the whole crowd move at the same time to what I was saying. And it looked like water. Like I felt so powerful in that moment. And I was like, whoa, like I didn't know what was capable of. And it makes you feel some type of way to experience something like that. The only thing similar I've seen that's like on a higher level is when I went to the Made in America festival, the last one that was here in LA. And when they announced Kanye West, I literally, me and my husband, we had to move up on the gate because people moved from one side of the park. It was a grand park downtown, all the way to the opposite side in unison. It literally looked like an ocean. The ocean body of water move in unison to his stage. And I thought to myself, wow, all that power, one person, how could you not go crazy? If the fact that you could be sane and experience things like that, kudos to you, even if you were a little bit sane, because that type of stuff right there, like this, that's why I don't judge him, because he clearly going through a lot. I don't know enough, but when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm psychologically that's a lot. So I feel like in those moments, it is not as big as Kanye, but my moment was like a microcosm of Kanye's moment. But I felt something then that we all do at times, where it's like you start kind of feeling yourself. And the Southern old folks says you start smelling your drawers, they say. You start forgetting that fat meat is greasy. You start forgetting that, you're not the grand all be all, but it makes you feel that way in that moment. So for me, after I left the show, cause I'm kind of feeling myself. Some of my friends came out to support, and I park out front across the street from my apartment building. And then all I remember is I was across the street. Like literally, this was a supernatural experience. I know it's the month of October. This is a bit of a spooky moment that we're going to have, but it's a holy spooky moment because this was a no ghost and this was all nothing but the Holy Ghost. So I'm going to give you that disclaimer right now, because ain't nothing scarier than God. Let me tell you, when you see how those type of supernatural experiences, you're like, insidious could never, right? So anyways, all I remember is I parked my car, and the next thing I know, I'm across the street. And I'm standing in front of this man, the black man. He was homeless. It's nighttime. And all I remember was saying to him, "Can I pray for you?" Like, I felt as though I wasn't even in control of my body. I felt like I was finding myself in this situation, right? And he was like, yeah. And then we ended up praying together. I prayed for him. And he just started crying. He was like, I know how to live better. I know I should be in better. Like, I'm a veteran. Like, he just started pouring out his testimony. And like, I'd be out here really just telling people about God and all these things. Like, and he was like, can you just call my mom and let her know that I'm okay? And I had this ball randomly with me. It was like one of those emoji bullet balls, because they were doing some type of promo at the time here in LA. And I wrote his information on the ball, and I said, okay, I'm going to give your mom a call. And I ended up calling her, and she was so thankful, because she was looking for him for days and didn't know where he was. And she just wanted to know that he was safe. And we had a really great conversation and prayed on the phone. And I was just like, wow, like that moment for me humbled me, because that felt more powerful than what I felt on the stage. And I took that moment as a lesson that I apply not only creatively in my art, but in business, and knowing that the real North Star is service, is helping people. It's not the profits that I make. It's not the hand claps that people give. It's not the attention that people give in unison. It's the service of helping others is what humbles you. Because I feel like in those moments, it lets you know that you're a part of something so much bigger than yourself. And though you're small, and you can be confident in being small and big at the same time, you could still be confident in who you are and knowing that God's giving you talents, and you could be confident in that. But I do believe that there are levels of things. You could be overtly confident to the point where it teeters into arrogance and a sense of delusion, to where you're now not able to be grounded and balanced, to be able to see things with clarity, and to be able to grow and have God position you to receive more, and it not overwhelm you or be a curse to you, So that's what I believe true humility is. I believe humility and being humble is being balanced. I don't believe that balance is, balancing and managing your schedule. Something's going to get sacrificed. So I know how to balance like work, life, love, kids, all this. It's just like, I'm just trying to get it all done. I'm just trying to make it happen and stay alive. I don't know what that is, But I know a true balance is just being humble. Just being humble. People will tell you, wow, that was great. Thank you. Oh, wow, you look great. Thank you. I'm aware. I think that's what it is. It's being aware of your greatness, but not weaponizing it, not being immoral with it, not taking it and manipulating people. I think humility is one of the most powerful things a powerful person can practice. Because if you don't have any power, you have no reason to be humble. Like you don't. But when people are putting attention on you, when people are like, hey, you're actually good, like you're dope, like you're beautiful, you're you could really start feeling yourself and think like, oh, because I'm this and because I'm that, well, what can I get out of you? What can I make you do? What can I, you could get real dangerous, you know? So that is what I've learned from that moment, and I apply it now in my current business and healthcare and music. I've had to humble myself to learn new skill sets, going to school to get the administrative certifications and stuff, and being around nurses and doctors and all these different people, knowing what I bring to the table, but humbling myself to not brag about who I am in business or the things that I build or things that I do, and just listening to them and taking on the knowledge that they're willing to give to me. Because I feel like a lot of times you get in conversations with people and people just want to be quick to tell you who they are and what they got going on, so like you know who you're talking to. When instead, I think the real sauce is being able to listen and being able to be like, oh, okay, like I don't have to show you my power. You'll see. You know, you'll see it. It's gonna show up. I don't have to tell you about my power. I don't have to. No, I just let it flow out. Just let it do what it does, and be able to be a student. And I feel like that's my master goal when it comes to humility, is being a master student that is balanced in their power. So glad that if you are watching the full video of this, that you have stuck with me throughout the show, because I've been kind of struggling getting through the show today. I just had my vocal lesson before recording and kind of had a bit sense of I don't want to say awakening, but a moment of just realizing like I'm working on my projection right now and identifying like why I have trouble with that. We're fixing that issue, but it's so crazy how therapeutic art is, because it's connected with some things personally for me why I have struggles with that. So yeah, I'm just thankful that God has given me the strength to get through today's show and to stay focused. I hope I'm not rambling, because I have kind of been in my head a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you. That's the whole point of this show, of us being natural, organic, genuine. This is a form of performance art for me, because I'm learning in every episode and trying to get better. But yeah, just want to say thank you. Thank you for continuing to watch this show. Thank you for giving me your time and being a part of this with me. Today's song is called Big Bag. Now, I got to really get it together to sing this song, because it's got attitude, honey. It's going to be on this, new project. I'm trying not to tell you. I'm trying not to tell you what's coming. I'm trying not to tell you, but it's going to be on what's coming. And yeah, I wrote it, of course, because I wrote all these songs, but it's crazy. It's like, performing it wise, it requires so much attitude, so much mood, and certain type of vocal elements where it's like, I'm going to do my best. That's all what I'm trying to say. I'm going to do my best performing today's song. But yeah, it's a hard song to sing, one. And number two is, yeah, the vibe is, it's giving, I don't care what kind of job you work. We all just want to go to, well, not all of us, a lot of us, because some people like to go to work for the drama. But there's a lot of us, we just want to go to work and get our money and go home. I'm not with the drama. I'm not with the snake stuff. I'm not with none of all of the extracurricular activities. Just want to get my bag and go. And people play too much. That's the energy of this song. Yeah. Let's get into it. Big Bag. I'm about my money, not here to make friends, don't take it personal. I'm all about my ends, more than a bag for me. I love the game love me. Got purpose in this thing. I grow, I thrive, I multiply. And I could see through all the haters' lies. Snakes in the grass, coming one by one. Stomp on them all in my high heel pumps. I see them playing games. I ain't playing no way. I wanna paint the town red. Ain't no way I'm ever losing in this game. Where the bag at? Where the bag? Where the bag at? I need a real big bag. People do desperate things at desperate times. What a desperate mind, creating schemes and scams, thinking you sifting paper out of me. You must be stupid. Thank God, Lord gave me discernment. I'm really glitter. I'm solid gold. I'm big dog, barking on my own. Hey, I see him playing games. I ain't playing no way. I wanna paint the town red. Ain't no way I'm ever losing in this game. Where the bag at? Where the bag? Where the bag at? I need a big, big bag. If we talking chicken, want the whole bone in. If we talking chicken, hey. If we talking chicken, want the whole bone in. Hey. Was my demo of the song Big Bag. Yeah. I hope you understand that I'm not singing. Okay. This is the demo. This is the song. I'm giving you guys just, the taste, the sample, the creative process. Hopefully you will enjoy it because I have to get it mixed. I have to get my vocal coach on to how we're going to actually sing it for performance wise from recording. It's a whole process. And I'm just so thankful that you guys allow me to be vulnerable and to have this space to just share the demo versions of these songs that I write each week. It's a process that's definitely keeping me accountable. So again, all I can say is thank you. Thank you for watching the show. Thank you for showing up. And may God bless you. May God keep you. And most importantly, I hope you continue to be you.